Yo, morning guys, welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is a psychiatric, self-therapeutic multimedia project to solve the problems, challenges, and obstacles in our lives, as well as a self-improvement process to reach the high goals and ambitions that we have set for ourselves as well as those around us. If you would like a brief introduction, a brief summary as to how we break down the Ahn Rho Project into domains of life, sub-series, analogies, and so on and so forth, you can check that out on the previous live stream for the past 3.5 years straight to January 2020 on and beyond for more updated versions, including the copyright for music, live stream content schedule, and how we divvy the live streams into segments, phases, and 50-minute live streams. It won't take too much of your time. That being said, let's dive into the second segment today, which is kind of like disclaimers, table contents, kind of evolved. First of 3 points is that, of course, you can skip this abridged introduction by about, if you're watching on YouTube or a Twitch story VOD, you can just forward by about a minute and a half, and then you'll skip all this introductory bit if you're familiar with it already. If you're a recurring viewer. Second thing is, of course, is a solve 750 right, meaning it's a rule to break all the rules, a system principle that frees myself from the system so that I can work freely with flexibility and be practical just to achieve the goals and whatever set forth per live stream or media asset of the Ahn Rho Project. And the last but not least, I want to say very briefly that today I don't really have a 15-minute live stream to be honest. Hopefully I can wrap it up sooner. I'll deliver take-home message, in fact, right now, which is to take care of your health, your finances, yourself, as well as those around you who you care and love for. Whether that's your kids or grandkids, I don't know who's watching right now. Maybe it's your beloved spouse, wife and kids, or husband. So take care of your health, your finances, yourself. Reach the goals and aspirations and things that you set for yourself, as well as those around you, and manage to solve the problems and challenges in your life, including like the negative obstacles, like maybe you have certain aspects of financial ruin, career existential crisis, or family issues, to suicidal depression, whatever it is. I hope you can work through those things and that you work towards those things by becoming a disciplined, persevering individual who takes responsibility for their problems instead of externalizing it on the world around you and other people. So that's kind of the take-home message usually. And if you are feel like that's something that you resonate with, of course, this is just another guy who's riddled with holes and issues, who's just trying to do the best. I'm just trying to do the best I can, and feel free to drop by and we'll work through our problems together and work through our challenges and successes and triumphs together. And that's what this channel is largely all about. So that's the take-home message. I should have delivered that at the end of the live stream, but to be honest, today I have a lot of time on a live stream, which is interesting because usually I don't. Today, what you see is what you get as usual. Take a look on screen. What you see is a lot of photography and text documents on top left and bottom right hand side, bottom left hand side. We will get to that in a second. There's a lot of content there really that I had to flesh out on, having to do with relationships and also philosophical psychiatric stuff. And in the middle you see some photographs of me down catching something that I dropped, a pair of scissors on the floor. We'll get to that. And the top right hand side, some food that we ate, class 2 items, meaning rice from my guardian and so on and so forth. And then at the very top middle you see the kind of like voice recordings, the names of the voice recording files. We'll get to that immediately after this kind of collage. And then on the bottom right hand side you do see a little bit of more recordings, as well as a kind of reflection on something uploaded onto I think it was Instagram. Yeah, I was surprised to see that had a view. So we'll get to all this kind of stuff starting right now. Let's begin. So we'll start with the recordings as usual. This is phase 2 of the live stream. I should mention that there are 11 segments per live stream, grouped into 3 phases spread across a 15-minute live stream, but we don't go through everything because of the solve 75 override, right? We can skip some if we need to, or restructure, rearrange. So with this phase 2, segments 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So segment 4 and 5, right here we have a lot of relationships and voice recordings of the interactions we have with people we really care about. Of course, it's only for personal use. It's never going to be uploaded or whatever. Right? That's just for privacy reasons, confidentiality. And I would say that yesterday, most importantly, I don't know. I guess I'm getting along a little bit better with some of my colleagues, and with others not so much. I have only about 10 days before I resign, so I have these recordings here, and um, I think what I'm going to do is the most important thing is not the recordings are actually right here, although but rather what I'm going to record most likely starting today and moving on tomorrow. We'll touch upon that when kind of the text files because it's really relevant to this. So I'll show you a little bit of a blurb right there. So we uploaded all the rest of the voice recordings onto my laptop, and now we're gonna make new recordings, of course. Starting today, we're probably gonna try to cover this idea of um, making sure that every hour counts. If I have only 10 days to make things right, every hour counts. But to be honest, I'm supposed to be living like this for the past 3 years, and I haven't really been doing that as much as I should have. And that's all right because I really was doing my best. There were just a lot of issues, from domestic issues to caregiving to finance and health, and so I understand starting a new business. So there was a lot of stuff going on, and still volunteering for the hospital. So it was just so much stuff, and I recognize that I haven't been as efficient and focused on the priorities and as I'm supposed to be. So that's what the recordings here that I've kind of shown here are going to be put off. They're uploaded already. They're put onto my laptop, and now I'm going to start new recordings. Hopefully, from now on, these recordings will actually have some substance as we try to make every minute count, every second count. Let's take a look on to not just the recordings, but also the title. So obviously, I am running a live stream right now, and that is a part of the Ahn Rho Project, right? So aside from the voice recordings, we have the live stream. So this is something I uploaded yesterday onto. I did a live stream today. It says it's life. What can you do? Trying to cover, or just 2 days ago actually. Sorry, a bunch of purchases over the weekend for my brother. To do with food. And I noticed that I actually had a view. So that was interesting. I never get views. I just felt like mentioning that. It's just like, oh, hooray. I got somebody apparently passed by for like 3 seconds, I'm pretty sure, and decided to click away. I thought that was interesting. And of course, we have the live stream that we're running right now. So there's that too. What is this called? This one's called Catching Up, I believe, this live stream. Let's move on to media assets. So this segment 645 is done. Relationships and record and media assets. So we're moving into segment 6. We have here at the very bottom, just at the very top left, just a beaten up, downtrodden train wreck down on some luck, looking to make the best of things. That is a very depressing description for my platform channels on Twitch and YouTube, but it's kind of like, but it's a whole lot more, I don't know, simpler. It's a whole lot simpler, less pretentious, I feel, than the previous, it's just not pretentious. I'm not pretending to be anything, but it's like, that's just really how I think. So in terms, it's not pretentious, but at least it's not a whole lot simpler. It's not as complicated and convoluted as my current recording. So just like, yeah, I'm just a beaten up dude from life, like we all sometimes are, and then we get back up, downtrodden train wreck, down some luck, looking to make the best of things. If you can relate, feel free to drop by. Let's try to change, grow, improve ourselves, and work through our issues together. So does that sound simple? It sounds honest, genuine, authentic. That's basically. Now, of course, it doesn't seem like that's exactly how I put it on there, but more or less something like that. Okay, so that's that, and that's the new YouTube record. It's pretty sad, to be honest, to have that as a record. Next on the left hand panel, we have a lot to cover here. So task list. So 2195. First thing is that first of all we're actually doing this again. Last time we ended off at line 1700, 1700 something. So these 10 here, so let's just cover them very briefly. I have only got 5 minutes. So 2195 solve 75 override, so it allows me to just skip any sort of nonsensical structuring of the text so I can get the ideas down. 2196 audio, text, and Excel revel. So this coordination of this revelation that okay, I have these. Yesterday I had this recording that highlighted how I'm supposed to use every hour to the most expedient, to most efficient priorities as I urgently can, but I'm not doing that. And then it's like I would forget, of course, within like a couple minutes or an hour or a day, and I don't end up reflecting on, oh, how am I using time? So I got to write that down and then create some sort of reminder of it. In fact, I should use an app. So actually, it's not just audio and text and Excel, but crossed with an app, like a clock app that has a stopwatch reminder that rings every hour to remind, hey, wake up, remember what's the most important. So that's something like that would be part of the system. 2197 is a flesh, yeah, the details behind fleshing out, but requires implementation action. Basically, I can flesh out on the audio recordings the ideas, but I start to implement them, so I have to write it down and then create some sort of reminder, like through software like apps. Just have it ring, play Moonlight Sonata, and then oh yeah, I got it's like it's like 12:30. I gotta do this. 2198 idea reference every 1 hour. Yeah, I just talked about that. Basically, the 1 hour thing. 2199 urgency is prompted right from my resignation from the workplace at 10 days, right? And I resigned actually like 6 months ago, but like I'm going to leave in 10 days, so urgency. 2200, okay, employee. So this is TM, a great guy, great dude. Well, everyone at my workplace is amazing, but specifically TM, he's really allowed me to reach out. So I have to take initiative. So this goes in 2101 and 2103 and 2203. 2201, 2203, especially saying psychologically, I have to take action, take initiative to change myself. And what do I need to change? I need to reach out for help. I never do that. I have to ask for help. Basically, 2204 is linked into that, right? Personal issues, ask for help myself. 2203, take action and initiative to change myself so that I can ask for help. And 2202, what I'm gonna do is basically trust in him to take. What I'm gonna do is 2201. I intend on having some recordings of conversations I'm gonna have with him as I spill out everything, and he's gonna be able to listen. He's a great guy, and then after that he'll have those recordings in hand, and what he does with it is entirely up to his discretion. At that point, I'll have told him the truth, which is what he always wanted me to do, but I never reach out. It's always like him reaching out first. I always reach out to other people for all sorts of different things, but I never reach out to ask them for help. I might reach out to help them, but I won't ask. See, this is a big problem of mine, right? The whole narcissistic abuse and being gaslighted and domestic violence. This is what happens. So I gotta foster that change in myself. He's been encouraging me to do it, and I never do it. He says, you can always reach out to me, man. Just talk to me. Let me in. So this week, I think, is the pivotal moment. I gotta do this. Okay, so I can't believe I covered everything here. Yeah, on the right-hand side is just a older version of that, so great. All right, photography. So that's heavy, man. I got 2 minutes left, less than 2 minutes. Scissors I found on the floor. Actually, I dropped them on the floor the day beforehand. Actually, 2-3 days. I dropped this last week on Friday. I'm surprised to come back the next week, yesterday, and find that it was on the pavement. I was like, holy shit, man. Like 3 days later, between the rain and the weather, it was outside. So I'm glad it's from my workplace. This will probably be a souvenir gift I'll keep for the rest of my life. I put on a drop leg that I made for myself. So that's that. And here's the last photography thing I have here. Some homemade, home style, traditional Chinese salty sausage, green onions, fried rice, home style fried rice, made by my domestic guardian, my paternal predecessor, so my biological father. Yeah, I know I have a hard time still calling him like father. No, that I can't do it. I just can't. It's not in it yet. We're not there yet. So that's it. I think that's it. If you want to take one message, just go back to the front. Phase 3 live stream today has barely anything, so we're just gonna end the live stream by saying that in phase 3, this is all we're gonna do. We're gonna throw away some garbage here. This has some banana peels, has some wrappers, some disposable spoons, and we're gonna take these bananas to work and add some supplements from Usana Health Science, which is right here on the right hand side. That's it, man. It's great. I can't believe I had this much time. Perfect timing. I'm gonna end this live stream. So this is Ahn Rho signing out. Ciao. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. If we can get a recording tomorrow morning, we'll probably wash the sheets and cut my hair and talk about that. So just a bunch of upkeep. Yeah. Take care. I'm going to work. I gotta go to work. I'm late.